I would just like to start with tonight's session by asking you if you can please explain the difference for all the guests and for myself between archaeology and biblical studies. Because so far, what I understood from chatting with you is these are separate, but they're complementing disciplines.
Okay. Well, that does depend on who you ask. So I would say, think of it sort of as a spectrum. Over here you have biblical studies, and over here you have archaeology. And in the middle, the midpoint would be biblical archaeology. Now, I have some wonderful friends that would identify themselves as biblical archaeologists. And I've worked with a lot of people I respect that would also call themselves biblical archaeologists. I tend to see them as distinct, but I have my reasons, and I'll kind of go into that. So to use an analogy, I am a big fan of Shakespeare. I've gotten to see some Shakespearean plays, which I just love to do when I can. So if we think of a Shakespearean play, okay, archaeology would be all about the backdrop and the set design, the physical space that these actors are going to be acting in. But it's not about the actors. Well, it is, but it's about what are they doing with this space, okay? What are they doing with the props? What are the objects that they're interacting with, okay? Biblical studies, on the other hand, is all about the script. You're reading the script, you're memorizing the script, you're analyzing the script, you're trying to make sure that you understand the script so that you can act it out in an appropriate way based on your interpretation of it. So where those two meet in the middle with biblical archaeology, you're concerned with both the script and the set design. You want to make sure that they're cohesive, that they're working together properly, and you're seeing the whole big picture of the play as a whole. Now, the reason why I see them as distinct is because you can use archaeology. It's a transferable skill set. So I have personally I've worked in Israel, I've worked in Cyprus, I've worked in Egypt. That was an epigraphy project, so it was a little bit different. I have also actually worked in my home state of Oklahoma, which was different because as a student, I've worked all around the world, but my first paid job was doing a survey in Oklahoma. So I'm like, that's literally 2 miles from where, or 2 hours away from where I grew up. So it was an interesting and ironic sort of thing. It's like travel the world, end up working at home. But I would just feel blessed that I got to do that. So archaeology, like you think again about the set design, you can design a set for Shakespeare and then turn around and next week you're doing Irving Berlin's White Christmas. And then the week after that, you could be doing Hamilton. It's like you can design any kind of set with this set of skills that you have. And that's why I see archaeology as separate, because I love working with biblical cultures, which would be like Israel and the surrounding areas. But if somebody says, hey, want to come work in Peru, I am all on board for that. Like I want to work at different points in the globe, different time periods, and the skill set that I am achieving should help me be able to do that. So that's why personally I prefer to see it as separate. And my PhD, when I finish it, is going to be a PhD in archaeology.